Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're zeroing in on a company that's generated a lot of buzz lately, Applied Digital. And we're really asking the core question, is now a good time to think about buying its stock? You, our listener, shared some fascinating sources, and we're here to help unpack the key insights.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one to look at. It sits right at that, intersection of some really fast-moving sectors.
Very complex.
Exactly. Lots of promise, but definitely complexity too.
Absolutely. And hey, before we really jump in, if you're finding these discussions valuable, please do remember to subscribe, like, and comment. We really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if there's a specific company you'd like us to look into next time, just drop it in the comments below. Always keen to hear your suggestions. Okay, so let's start with the foundations. Before we get into the recent roller coaster, what exactly does Applied Digital do?
Right. So at its heart, Applied Digital is a data center infrastructure provider. Simple enough, right? But what makes them particularly interesting, I think, is their focus. They're heavily into hosting for high-performance computing.
High performance, so not just regular cloud stuff.
No, exactly. Think crypto mining, that's been a big part, but also increasingly the huge demands of AI and GPU workloads. They're building the specialized digital factories for these really intensive computing jobs.
Gotcha. That immediately makes me think, our sources kept highlighting things like getting good energy contracts and actually building these big facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Those sound absolutely critical in a business that needs so much capital, right?
No, absolutely critical. You look at their filings, and they explicitly mention long-term power deals, big GPU purchase agreements. These are essential inputs.
Right.
So the big question isn't just if they have these plans, it's can they actually execute? Can they build these massive multi-million, even billion-dollar projects on time and, crucially, on budget?
Yeah, easier said than done, I imagine.
Definitely, especially in such a competitive space.
Okay, so that execution point leads us right into the growth story, which, according to our sources, has been pretty dramatic lately. Let's walk through the last 3 months, say July to September 2025. What happened in July?
Well, July was quite something for them. They reported accelerated revenue growth, about 5.5% year on year.
Okay, solid.
But the stock really took off. It jumped around 33% just in July. And that was on top of an already impressive 217% gain over the previous year.
Wow, 217%, 33% in a month. That's serious momentum.
Huge momentum. Clearly a lot of investor interest building up.
But with gains like that, you always get the valuation question, don't you? Did the sources mention pushback or concerns about things getting overheated?
Oh, absolutely. That kind of run-up inevitably sparked a big debate about valuation. Their price-to-sales ratio hit, I think it was 34.9x.
Whoa!
Yeah, way, way above the average for the IT sector. So naturally, people started asking, is this justified by future growth, or is this just speculative froth?
Fair question.
Yeah.
So did things cool off in August, or did the optimism continue?
Interestingly, the optimism actually kept building in August. We saw updated consensus figures from 8 analysts, and they were projecting, get this, 74% annual growth for the next 3 years.
74% annually.
Yeah, pretty aggressive targets. And that kind of analyst backing tends to fuel more buying. Plus, we started seeing sort of internal signals, communications, pointing towards a major new groundbreaking project, the Polaris Forge 2 campus.
Ah, right. Polaris Forge 2. That name came up a lot.
Exactly. Those weren't just rumors. They indicated serious planning was underway.
And then September hit, and it wasn't just signals anymore, was it?
Nope. September brought the big news. Applied Digital officially announced they were breaking ground on that Polaris Forge 2 campus in North Dakota, a $3 billion project.
$3 billion. Just let that sink in.
It's massive, and their stated goal is to make North Dakota a national hub for AI infrastructure. It's a huge bet.
So this announcement, it obviously drove the stock price more, but also brought more scrutiny.
Precisely. It really cemented their long-term ambitious vision. But yeah, it also put a huge magnifying glass on their capital spending plans. Can they fund this? Can they deliver? It puts them right in the spotlight, competing for attention and capital in that whole AI infrastructure race.
Okay, so that's the recent past. Looking ahead, what should investors be watching for in the next, say, 3 months, October to December 2025? Any key dates or events coming up?
Yeah, there are definitely some dates to mark on the calendar. First up is October 2nd. That's their Q1 FY 2026 earnings report.
Right, the numbers.
Everyone will be looking to see if that revenue growth is accelerating like the analysts predict. And, what are the margins doing? Plus, we should get the first glimpse of spending related to Polaris Forge 2.
Okay, Q1 earnings. What else?
Then October 18th is the deadline for institutional holdings, updates the 13F filings. That shows us what the big funds are doing. Buying, selling, holding.
Always interesting to see where the smart money is moving.
hmm Then November 1st, they're supposedly being included in a technology ETF rebalance. That could mean forced buying from index funds.
Ah, technical factor.
Yep. November 28th, maybe an update around the Thanksgiving holiday on operations or demand. And then December 8th is the next earnings release for Q2 FY 2026.
So quite a few potential catalysts just in
Yep.
the confirmed dates. But markets love rumors too. Any speculation swirling around that the sources picked up on?
Oh, yeah, there's always chatter. One persistent rumor is about a potential JV, a joint venture or partnership with a major AI or cloud player. Think Amazon, Google.
That would be huge.
Game-changing, potentially. Then there are whispers, unsubstantiated, mind you, about a big institutional investor or maybe a sovereign wealth fund taking a large stake.
A big vote of confidence, if true.
Exactly. Also, talk about potential new tax breaks or grants for that North Dakota project. And some analysts are suggesting Applied Digital might even become an acquirer in the data center space.
Interesting. Buying up smaller players, maybe?
Could be. So, lots of possibilities floating around, but again, mostly speculation at this point.
Okay, so we have this narrative. Rapid growth, huge ambitions, potential catalysts, market buzz. But, and this feels like a big but, our sources also stress some major information gaps. What exactly are we missing here?
This is probably the most critical point right now. As of mid-September 2025, according to the sources, there's basically no verifiable current data on their revenue, their profit margins, earnings projections, even basic financial health stuff like the balance sheet or cash flow.
No current data. How old is the latest info?
The last quarterly report, the 10Q, was for the period ending January 31st, 2025. And the last annual report, the 10K, was dated August 28th, 2024.
So we're talking data that's like 8 months old for the quarter and over a year old for the annual, for a company supposedly growing at 74%.
Exactly. It's like trying to navigate a speeding train with an old map. It creates, well, profound uncertainty for anyone trying to do proper due diligence.
And it's not just the fundamentals, right? The sources mentioned technical data gaps too.
Yeah, that's right. Even basic technical analysis stuff, recent price ranges, support, resistance levels, indicators like RSI or MACD, the sources say there's no verifiable info available for the most recent period.
So you can't even reliably chart the recent stock action, let alone understand the underlying business financials right now.
Pretty much. It's a significant lack of transparency, especially given the hype and the valuation.
Okay, that lack of data is definitely a red flag. What other risks or concerns did the sources highlight? Anything else that should make investors pause?
Well, one thing that definitely raised eyebrows was recent insider selling.
Ah, the management selling shares.
Yeah. Specifically, on September 3rd, the CEO and chairman, Wesley Cummins, sold 400,000 shares. It was a private transaction at $15.26 a share, apparently linked to RSU vesting.
400,000 shares. That's a pretty big chunk, even if it's tied to vesting.
It is. And then you also had a director, Chuck Hastings, selling 30,000 shares back in August. Now, insiders sell for many reasons: diversification, taxes.
Sure, it's not always a bad sign.
Not always. But when you have the CEO selling a significant amount right when the company is launching a massive $3 billion project and you don't have current financials, it makes you wonder, is it just prudent portfolio management, or does it signal maybe a lack of internal confidence about the near term?
It adds to the uncertainty, for sure.
Yeah.
What about business risks? The sources mentioned crypto exposure.
Yeah, that's another big one. A significant part of their hosting business has been tied to crypto mining. And as we all know, the crypto market is incredibly volatile.
So if Bitcoin tanks,
Then miners might shut down, demand for hosting could drop, clients might default. It creates a real vulnerability in their revenue stream. Plus, there's the energy dependency we talked about.
right, if those favorable power contracts change.
Exactly. Any unfavorable shift in energy prices or contract terms could really squeeze their margins, especially given the scale of these data centers.
And just the industry itself is tough, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Data centers are super competitive, incredibly capital intensive. You constantly need to reinvest. And then you layer on macro risks, market sentiment, interest rates making borrowing more expensive, energy cost fluctuations. It's a challenging environment.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. We've got the growth, the big plans, the catalysts, but also these data gaps: insider selling, crypto risk, energy risk. What's the bottom line from the sources? How do they rate Applied Digital as an investment right now?
Well, the overall rating provided in the analysis is pretty stark. It's a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Ouch. Why so low?
The main reason given is simply the lack of verifiable data, the inability to confirm current revenue, earnings, or overall financial health because the recent filings are missing. It just creates too much uncertainty.
So it's not necessarily saying the business is bad, but that you just can't verify anything right now.
That seems to be the core rationale. And they specifically call out those large insider sales by the CEO and the director as adding to the concern.
Right. And while the potential in energy-efficient data centers and GPU hosting is acknowledged, they can't really assess its competitive edge without current numbers.
Exactly. So summarizing the risks. Crypto volatility, energy prices, insider selling, those are the big negatives flagged. The potential catalysts are the upcoming earnings and news on the facility buildouts, but again, details unknown.
So given all that, what's the recommendation? Buy, sell, hold, wait.
The guidance from the sources is quite clear, not recommended for short-term trading. The lack of timely data and the insider sales make it too risky for traders.
Okay, and for longer-term investors.
Also, not recommended at this time. The advice is to wait until there are updated, audited financials and clear proof of a sustainable competitive advantage. Basically, stay on the sidelines until the company provides more transparency.
Stay on the sidelines. That's a pretty unambiguous conclusion based on the available info. So, reflecting on all this,
Yeah.
what really stands out to you about Applied Digital? It's such a mix, isn't it? High growth potential, huge vision, but these really significant question marks.
It really is. And I think it boils down to a fundamental question for any investor looking at a story like this, especially you listening. In a world drowning in information, how much verifiable data do you actually need before you invest? Especially when the growth story sounds so compelling, but the financial transparency is, well, currently lacking. How much do you bet on the narrative versus the numbers?
That's a great question to leave our listeners with. Thank you for joining us for this look at Applied Digital. We hope it's given you a clearer perspective to help with your own investment decisions. We'll be back soon with another analysis.